Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are live. Let me check whether we are live or not. Yeah. We are live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this live event or a recording. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Guys, are you interested in staying up to date with the latest product updates and to know more about the product or to know more about the use cases and have live Q&As with the founder or their team? Then do not miss out on this live streaming events which are happening every week. In today's live show, we are going to share the use case of Codelia CMS, how to use Codelia CMS for omni-channel content delivery. So, guys, without further ado, let me welcome our today's live show guest, Eduardo, CEO and founder of Codelia CMS, and we have Usman, customer success specialist from Codelia team. Eduardo, we would love to hear from you about Codelia CMS. Over to you, Eduardo.
Hi, thank you, Swapnil. Hi to everyone. Hope the week started well for everyone. And Codelia is a headless content management system, and we essentially we automate and we help to automate the marketing process, and we are also to scale digital projects faster through our headless CMS. And today we are covering one specific and important use case that's related to the omnichannel content delivery, or also called multi-platform or multi-device content delivery. And we will going to cover how to deliver and structure the content delivery to multiple devices at the same time from one unique platform. And for devices, I mean, for example, multiple digital experiences such as websites, native mobile apps, smartwatch apps, even Alexa skills, and so on. So let's do a quick recap to have a quick overview about Codelia and about its benefits. And I give the word to Usman in order to introduce to you Codelia. And Usman, over to you.
You there, Usman? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am here. I just need to have access to share my screen so I can present.
You already have the access. You will see the toggles on the bottom, wherein from there you can share your screen.
Okay, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Let me show it on the stream. Uh, Give me a second. Maybe you have poor internet connection. That's the reason your screen is not visible. Oh yeah, it's visible. Yeah, we can see your screen, Usman.
Okay, thank you, Swapnil. My name is Usman Hafiz, and I'm the customer success specialist at Codelia. So today I'll be talking to you about the main benefits and what is a headless CMS and how it is different from a traditional that we've been using for the past from the past decade, like WordPress and many others.
Yeah, that would be great. If you quickly, overview the product, and then we can head over to the use case. And that's the topic of today's live show.
One.
We are
Thus,
losing
this
you,
is
Usman.
okay. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. We can hear you.
Okay. Let me share my screen again. And
Your screen is already visible, but you can try it out again. You there, Usman? We are losing you in between, Usman. I think so. Eduardo is having some internet connection issues or the bandwidth issues. Can we just quickly overview what is, what is Codelia CMS is, and then we can head over to the today's topic instead of losing out on the time.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
So yeah, as mentioned before, Codelia is a headless content management system, and by headless I mean that works through APIs, and it's a content platform. So as content platform, it's composed from a visual, powerful, and flexible backend that make you able to model and create content from scratch without touching any line of code. And by the other side, a powerful API can help you to deliver your content through many devices and many channels at the same time, in a fast and flexible way, empowering you with a faster loading speed, loading experience, and while you are managing your content from your backend, your content from your content platform, collaborating with your teammates, managing your content calendar, scheduling your content such as blog posts, social posts, and so on. And I think that we can go deeper inside the topic of today, and I have to share a quick presentation in order to explain the concept in the best way.
Awesome.
And let me share the screen. Okay.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, perfect, great. Okay, let's start by talking about the problems and the main problems with content distribution. Essentially, what we are facing with content distribution is that we can manage, model, and create content by editing it, by modeling it, even from scratch. But when it comes to distribute that content across many devices, we need usually to manage multiple platforms. So with this, I mean we have, if we have, for example, to share the same piece of content or the same content structure, or in a more general way, the same content on multiple devices, such as I mentioned before, for example, a website and a native mobile application, we need to manage the same content from two different platforms and two different tools. Usually, this is what's happening. Usually, without using the right and proper content management solution and content management platform. And obviously this is bringing to a lot of time, more efforts, and obviously we have in this case two tools to maintain and to manage. So we need to reduce this number of platforms and tools to use. And we usually need to align marketing and development teams, because when it comes to content distribution, especially on many platforms and on many devices, we need technical help. We need the development team that can be inside our company or even outside. Why not? But when we are talking about large content distribution, we are talking also about many platforms and about big projects that requires that require technical knowledge and technical skills. So think about a website, for example, and a native mobile app. In order to create a native mobile app, we need a development team that can develop it and that is able to develop mobile application. Obviously, a mobile application development is a process completely different from a website. And we can do the same example, for example, with web applications, with smartwatch applications, Alexa skills for the Amazon Echo devices, for example, or we can include also many other use cases that we will analyze during the slides and the presentation. So, which are the solutions to this? We need a unique content hub to manage all of our platforms and devices. So just imagine to have a unique workspace where you can manage, model, and create your content from scratch, from a visual backend with flexibility, and to deliver the content by creating it only once and by managing it only once on all of your devices. So at the same time, just imagine to deliver it with one click on your website, mobile app, smartwatch app, web application, and so on, and as many devices you want. And all of these obviously need to be happening on one unique workspace to work on and to collaborate with your teammates. So without having too many platforms and too many tools, without the need to switch within different platforms and tools. So by managing and maintaining only one tool and workspace, and obviously this will decrease the efforts and the working time, and it will bring some significant advantages. And there is also the solution is also to unify the marketing and development teams. So how we can do that? The marketing team needs to work exclusively on the content side of things.
Content side of things, right?
Yeah, exactly. On the content side of things, on the marketing side of things, and essentially the marketing team doesn't need to ask help to the development team each time there is the need to add a piece of content, for example, add a specific input or control or update something, while the development team needs to work without being stressed from the marketing team, and they need to work simultaneously in a unified way,
Right.
Unifying their work. And obviously, this will bring to a better coordination between these two teams. That obviously
because sometimes happens. Sorry to interrupt you. Sometimes happens like if marketing team wants to launch a campaign which is on an urgent basis. For example, they want to launch a campaign tomorrow, right? Any festival is coming or anything, right? So in that cases, if they started reaching out to the development team and the development team is not there, for example, the ship timing has over, right? And no one is there to support you in terms of developing or creating that content. So the Codelia CMS will help you out without needing a help from your development team or the developer or the person who is managing the code, right? You can distribute that content with an ease. So that's the benefit of using Codelia CMS. I
exactly.
hope I have simplified your whatever you were saying.
Yeah. This is a perfect example. And so let's go ahead and let's discover which features make this possible with Codelia CMS. So since Codelia is headless, as I said before, we have a flexible API. We can use this API to manage our entire content structure by reading the content, updating the content, deleting it, creating the content. We can manage everything from the API. So we have 100% of flexibility by integrating it with our projects and with our devices. We have one unique workspace where manage all of our content for all of our devices and platforms, and we have the possibility to collaborate with our team. We can do teamwork, and we can add our teammates to collaborate with them and work together.
That's very important because whenever you're working on a project, right, on a single project or on a multiple projects, right, so in that case is that collaboration is must, because there are multiple person, multiple teams, multiple stakeholders are working on that project to, while driving that project. So in that cases, if you're missing out on team collaboration, then you will not be successful enough to to get the right output from that project. So that's the reason Codalia has the flexible team collaboration options, wherein you can invite your team members, your stakeholders, and everyone can work all together on a single site or managing a single project or multiple projects all together.
Exactly, that's correct. And what you need to implement this? You need the development knowledge or a dev team. A dev team that could be inside your company, that can be outside. It doesn't matter actually, but you need a development support and a technical support in order to implement the API inside your projects. Unless you use, for example, any no-code website template builder, or any no-code CMS for mobile applications, for example, and then you can. Since Codelia is available on Zapier, it's possible to connect it with literally more than 5,000 apps, different apps. So if you have, for example, access to one specific website builder or mobile app builder that doesn't require you a development knowledge or a technical knowledge, and it's available on Zapier, you can integrate Codelia with it, even with the Zapier free plan. And you can do all the stuff, and you can connect the API without coding, essentially, without having to rely on a developer or on a dev team. But to leverage at the maximum level the API, it's highly recommended to have at least one developer to work with, because API, usually the API is technical stuff, and especially when we are talking about content distribution on many channels, we have the possibility to work with a lot of devices and in a lot of ways, and so usually it comes with big projects, well-structured projects. And the best way is to have a development team or even a developer. And for example, it's possible to hire one developer only for one time to connect the API with your project. So, for example, to connect the API for your on your website and on your mobile app. And then after this, you will be able to manage everything from the visual backend of Codelia. If you want to have the maximum, and if you want to get the maximum performance from the API, I highly suggest to have at least one developer inside your team.
Right. because sometimes what happens, we build custom apps, we build custom mobile apps, and nowadays people are the world is moving to the smartwatch, right? And the Alexa apps, right? So in that cases, if you are not a developer, if you don't know how to code, right? So in that cases, obviously you need a developer or a coder in your team, along with the marketing team or the sales guys, right? So in that cases, you can get the maximum output from the Codelia CMS, because if you're hosting your site on a different hosting provider, and if you're managing that site from Codelia, because Codelia is a content management system, right? Wherein your site is hosted on a different platform and the content is managed by the Codelia, which gives you the ultimate and the super performance for your content delivery, for your everything, right? Right from the loading times, right from the SEO, there are a lot of benefits, right? So in that cases, if you're managing a custom coded website, so you need a developer or the coder with your team, so that it would be more beneficial for you.
Yeah, that's correct. And let's dive into some use cases in terms of platforms. So in some platforms, example that where you can deliver omnichannel content to. Let's say that the typical websites, and with websites, I mean, for example, business websites, and also e-commerce websites, and more complex websites in a more general way, web applications, also native desktop applications, so for Windows, for macOS, and so on, mobile applications, native mobile application, and I mean for iOS devices, for example, or Android devices, smartwatch applications, and Alexa skills, for example. So the apps that work with the Amazon Echo devices, and essentially any other device or devices that work with an API, and that can be implemented with an API. Let's say, for example, even a chatbot. A chatbot can be integrated with the content that you can manage on Codelia, and through the API. The possibilities are really unlimited in terms of devices and platforms, and there is 100% of flexibility, literally. As you can see here, we have some technical use cases. So, for example, the Alexa skills. As I know so far, there is no possibility to develop an Alexa skill with a no-code solution, for example. Alexa skills can be created by coding through a specific programming language, and as well as smartwatch apps, and web applications and mobile applications. In reality, there are some no-code development systems out there, but as you can see here, some of these use cases are technical use cases. And just to connect with the last slide, this is why it is recommended to have a developer to work with an API, and even for example, to work with a chatbot, you will need at first you will need an application that can be connected, and a chatbot provider, and a chat provider that can be connected with an API, and then you need to develop on it, or at least use the functions and the features that the chatbot provides to you.
Right. So means we can connect everything to the Codalia. So for example, the custom apps, the websites, mobile apps, smartwatch apps, Alexa skills, or any other devices that works with an API, especially, for example, that can be connected with Codalia, right?
That's completely correct. And let's say a real life example. We have, for example, in e-commerce, where we sell online through a classic and simple online shop, and we would like to have a native mobile app where to make our products available, even on it. So even on a native mobile app on Android and on iOS devices, for example. we can essentially connect our API from Codelia, and from Codelia we are managing our products, our orders, our customers, our content. If we have a blog, we are also managing our blog posts and so on. And we can connect our API to our e-commerce, and so to our online shop, and also to our mobile app, native mobile app. And after doing this, we can simply manage and update our products, add new products, add new blog posts, add new content, manage the orders, and so on from Codelia just one time. And when we click update on a product, for example, the product will be updated on both website or e-commerce in this case, and native mobile app with one click.
Right. So no more hassle of managing multiple platforms. So it can be managed through the single platform, that is Codelia CMS. Like Eduardo has already explained. Like for example, if you have a website, if you have a custom coded app, or the native apps like Android or the iOS apps, and on top of it, you have already created a smartwatch app, right? So in that cases, every platform, your website, your native apps, your smartwatch apps can be managed through a single platform, that is Codelia CMS.
That's correct.
Right. And every update, if you roll out, for example, if you want to add any product, if you want to update any pages, if you want to change any content, the existing content, or else if you want to delete that existing content, right? So that can be done from the Codelia CMS. No need to have multiple CMSs to manage each and every platform that you have. For example, the e-commerce site, web apps, or the smartwatch apps, right? So that's the simplicity. That's the benefit, or the what I can say. I'm not getting a right word for it, but that's the thing that you can do it with the help of Codelia CMS.
Yeah, that's completely correct. And we can also think to our new innovative ways to market our product. For example, an Alexa skill where that makes possible to buy our products with voice, for example. So that's connected to our Codelia CMS profile and instance that's managing our online shop, and at the same time that makes available to buy our products through an Amazon Echo device. So just imagine asking Alexa, buy my notebook, my favorite notebook from my shop, my shop abc.com, and the answer done. And this is possible by developing an Alexa skill and by connecting the API with the Alexa skill, the Codelia API with the Alexa skill. So we have also the possibility to create innovative experiences, such as also a smartwatch shop.
So
Online shop.
that's the very good use case that you shared, Eduardo, because nowadays world is moving to the voice, right? So everyone, right, even though if you take example of our smart TVs, or so whatever, for example, voice to text, right? We are just saying something, and the keep and your system or your mobile is typing everything. So everything is moving to a voice thing, right? So I can say the voiceless typeless e-commerce, right? You don't have to go, you don't have to visit to the specific website. You just have to say it on the Alexa or the Google, for example, Google voice box. I'm not getting a word for it. What is that box called? So you just have to give the voice command, and the action will be performed by the Alexa, right? So that apps or that skills or the intelligence you can develop for your e-commerce store, and that can be managed through the Codelia.
That's correct. And without an API, you wouldn't be able to do this. Or yeah, you can do this by developing an Alexa skill from scratch. But obviously, you will encounter the same problems that we were talking before.
Right.
Yeah. So
So there are
that's
multiple use cases. Means whatever thing are the the apps or platforms that you want to manage, you can manage with the help of the Codelia CMS's API. Right? It's a robust APIs. You can connect it and you can manage with everything streamlined from a single platform.
that's correct. That's correct. And API can be also extended to manage our content from one external resource. So, for example, to manage an update of some sort of, for example, just by staying inside the example of the e-commerce, we can update from an order from our mobile app, another status, for example, a customer from our mobile app directly on Codelia. And that's always possible through the API. So it's 100% flexible.
Awesome. So
Okay.
So there are multiple use cases. Means if you start picking up the use case, so we have to. I think so. We have to do a lot of videos on that because every use case would be different based on the platform that you're managing, like websites, web apps, mobile apps, smartwatch apps, or Alexa scales, or even though the other devices that can be managed through the Codelia CMS API. So there are multiple hundreds of thousands of use cases that we can do it, right? So guys, if you want to do if you want to suggest any of the use case, right, if you want to do us right, if you want to do if you want to suggest us anything, right, so you can suggest us that what use case that you want to see next from our side, so that Eduardo will come up with that use case and we can present to you. For example, if you want to see that how Codalia CMS can manage the mobile apps, native apps, or the web apps, right? So you can ask those use cases, and we would be happy to do a live stream to showcase you how you can use and in what sense you can use Codalia CMS.
Yeah, that's correct. And yeah, that's it for the topic of today.
Awesome. So, guys, we have covered most of the things. Like we have given you the overview what Codalia CMS is, and the main thing that we explained you is the APIs, right? Because with the help of Codalia CMS API, you can connect any platform, you can connect any website, you can connect everything to the Codalia CMS platform, and you can literally manage everything from the single platform. So that's the takeaway from the today's live stream. And thank you so much, Eduardo, for taking your precious time out and sharing some valuable information with us. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be seeing you in the next live event or the webinar. So do not forget to register for the upcoming webinars or the live events. Till the time, take care, be happy, and keep improving 1% every day. And do not forget to check it out the lifetime deal of Codalia CMS on pitchground.com. Just head over to pitchground.com/products/Codalia CMS, and you will see Codalia CMS is there listed on a lifetime deal. It's a one-time fee that you need to pay. No need to pay anything on monthly or the yearly basis. It's a lifetime deal. Just head over to the pitchground.com. And if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing, if you have any questions that how you can use Codalia CMS in your current project, or if you're thinking to launch a custom e-commerce site or the mobile apps or the native apps, so you can ask for the use cases. You can reach out to the PitchGround team at support@pitchground.com, and you can reach out to the Codalia CMS team, and you can directly talk with the Eduardo, and you can suggest your use cases. And if you have any suggestions, for example, if you want to suggest anything for the improvement of the platform, we would be happy to take those feedbacks as well. So with that note, we'll be wrapping up this session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Eduardo and Usman. Usman had some issues from his end, but thank you, Usman, for you are still there on this live stream. I can see you there. But yeah, would be happy to see you in the next live session, Usman. Thank you so much, Eduardo and Usman. We'll be seeing you in the next live event. Till the time, guys, take care, be happy, and keep improving 1% every day. Bye bye.
Thanks to everyone. Bye bye.